What's going on, everyone? It's Rando back with another one. Let's finally get this darn thing out and shoot it. The Panzer Ranch 12 gauge. So finally gonna do some shooting out here. Now, real quick, just wanted to kind of go over with you. Ranch style, mostly ambidextrous, except for the crossbar safety. Got QD points everywhere. Sided for charging. As far as the charging handle goes, you can, has M-lock, comes with some Picatinny attachments, comes with some sights. I threw an optic on it, pistol optic on a shotgun, you know, because why not? It's getting that lightweight, low profile, but still just enough to do the job. Now I threw a grip on the front here. That being said, as far as if you have shorter arms, you know, kind of getting out in front of you, I will say though that because there is a moving mechanism inside here, as far as the bolt goes, you can't put this back any farther because it's going to actually impede unless you cut the screws down. Your reach is not as long. You wanted to say put it here, which actually would be even more comfortable for me than out here. You can't do it because this rotating mass here is actually going to impede that. Real quick, so whenever this gun actually has a piston inside of it, and it's a gas piston, so there is a gas piston operation. It's not inertia or anything like that, which is where that mass comes from that would impede like a forward grip or anything like that. But you could, I guess you could put the Picatinny attachment there and then put the a grip like on the Picatinny rail there, which would actually work out too. Again, this part's polymer. That's the only thing that's kind of leery to me, but you know, I know that it's worked on their AR-12 platforms. Let's see how it works. To be 100% honest with you, the sights as far as flipping up goes, now I know that they did this, like, you know, hoping for some tactical, you know, being able to, you know, like look through, but realistically, a shotgun is not necessarily for distance precision. This is the up close, personal street sweeper defense. So got a target out here. Let me load everything up. Now, I'm not going to make you watch me load everything up because that can be boring. Hopefully this will give us some, you know, hopefully this will be a workhorse for us. Now, as far as ease of loading, you do, now I know this isn't a review of this, but you do have to rotate it in order for it to be a little bit easier loading. What I'm going to go through though, which I already have loaded up here, I actually have steel shot, and in the owner's manual, brought that with me just in case we had any hiccups or issues. On the back page, well, you know, almost back page, there's a little section here because I know sometimes things can be a little bit hairy as far as what ammo should I run through this. They're recommending loads of 1 ounce to 1 3/4 ounces, 1,250 feet per second to 1,600 feet per second maximum. Okay, so shooting ammunition that is above this or above maximum velocity will cause damage and void the warranty. So there you have it. I know with another Panzer that I had, they recommended using like 1,300 and above feet per second to get it to work. That was actually with the EG200. I have some real cheap, you know, just like target loads. Now these are only 1,200 feet per second. We'll see if these actually feed. I have some 1,345 feet per second buckshot, and I do have some slugs. And like I said, steel shot, and the velocity on the steel shot is about 1,450, I believe. We're gonna see if it all runs. Let me get everything loaded up and let's just cut to the chase and actually just get the shooting. Before I do, real quick, remember, Holy Pursuits Dream Foundation. If you want to go to their site, I'll drop a link. This is an organization that gets kids and their families out into the woods, and it is a really great program, and it will help people out. All right, not shooting any distance, but let's get to it. All right, first mag, steel shot. Let's see how she does. I figured with the first mag we'd go hard, but I was hoping it would work. All right, let's try again. All right, more steel shot. All right, that one was good. All right, 20 rounds of double aught buck. Let's hope this works. Here we go. So that was the last one in there. A lot of them, I think this was probably the magazine more so than anything, that drum mag there, causing the failures. But let's keep going. I got 2 mags, double wide buck again. Let's see if they'll run. There we go, being kind of finicky here. Nope. There we go. On the next one. That one worked a little bit better. Let's throw in another drum mag and see how she does. I'm gonna start using some cheap shit. Let's go. Put the safety on. All right, I had to reorganize things a little bit. God forbid something work out whenever you first buy it. But I guess that's the chance we take. See how many this goes until it fails, huh? So put it on safe here. What's actually happening, can't necessarily blame this on the firearm, but this mag, let me drop it out here. So obviously the bolt will go closed once you drop it, but it's not really picking up any of the shell there. And it's kind of riding down in low where it should be sticking out a little bit. Now I did crank this properly before using, per the directions. Let me do it again. All right. Did it again. Let's see how long until it fails this time again. Now, with the drum mag, it does not lock back. I know that. But it did actually go through the rest of the rounds. And that was the dirt cheap crap. Okay. Let's keep going. Wondering, what about slugs? Well, I only found 3 slugs, so I'm going to fire them. 3 slugs. Now, mind you, still unsafe. The choke that I have in this is just the regular cylinder bore. You don't want to throw any other chokes in this if you plan on running like slugs or anything that needs to be, like, shouldn't be compressed or squeezed down through the cone. Remember, this is actually keeping this rail on. Make sure it stays tight. Let's go ahead and fire them, see if it actually works. Whenever I'm going through the footage here, kind of doing a little bit of editing and what have you, I'm seeing that the ejection pattern of the hulls is actually kind of erratic as far as like the low powered ones go. Meaning whenever you see like the buckshot or slugs or steel shot even, it's really spitting them out, fairly consistent pattern, and like actually launching them far. Like whenever I was collecting the hulls and stuff, I'm like, man, these ones are 8-10 feet away as compared to that rounds all dropping. So to me, that means that in order for the gun to function well, you're really going to have to run a good feet per second ammo through it, like the buckshot and stuff like that being around like 1400 feet per second there. Obviously is working better. It's giving it enough power, because whenever you see those rounds just like literally just falling out of the chamber, that means that there's not enough power behind it for the gun to actually properly do its job. I'm being straight up honest. In a firefight situation or defending your home situation, this would probably be the worst option that you could have. Now, if this is your gun, everything's already preloaded, you're comfortable with everything you're shooting, and you know it's going to function 100%, then rock and roll. But for me, I don't know if I would be betting my life for my families on this stuff. Let's just do some good old Winchester red box. Again, cheap. Let's rock and roll with this. maybe we found its crutch. This is like 1,200 feet per second. That's the red box, because I'm a glutton for punishment. That one extracted. Nope. Did it even strike it? Apparently hate myself a lot. I loaded up took the time to load all of this up. Well, let's just see how bad this fails, shall we? Trigger. This is just the cheap shit. Didn't want to extract on me. Tell me, is this my failure or is this a gun failure? Maybe that's why none of the people that were sent these as demos or didn't review it yet. Wood's not really holding up too well as far as just general use. Yeah. Let me unload this because apparently the good old red box isn't going to work. Now, would you be using this to defend your home? No. I guess unless you really had to. Some of us might be in that situation where that's what you can afford. And if so, make do with what you have. But I get how some shotguns, and again, I'm going to hear people in the comments say, well, that shotgun wasn't designed for that. Well, I get it. But whenever you spend your hard-earned money, better fire everything, especially whenever your life's on the line. Well, did some reloading, make sure everything's tight. Stock is actually kind of loose. Not sure what kind of quality we're getting here. See if she eats. Well, let's see this pile of hot garbage. What we got is the spring again, even though wound per the directions, not letting the show actually feed up enough. Well, let's fix it again. It's my favorite thing to do. I can only imagine having to use this in a defense scenario. I'd be like, hold on, time out, time out. Try her again, wound it up again. Safety off. Alright, so that actually went through. Thank God, because honestly I was about ready to throw it. Apparently you have to keep winding. Whatever. Let's load up some more because I'm a glutton for punishment. The recoil of this, now I know that they're saying, you know, less felt recoil. A lot of that's because of how much this damn thing weighs. And then obviously whenever you load it and you put like a full mag in it, it weighs a lot more. But I still feel recoil pad back here is very small. As far as holding the gun, it's not bad to hold. It's just as comfortable as any other shotgun. So, let's load it up again. That whenever you're using the drum mag, you have to wind it properly. So maybe some of the first bit of dumpster fire was my own fault. I will say the Winchester red boxes really don't seem to function, whether it's the 5-round mags it comes with or this, but the Federals actually ate that really well. Shot a decent amount of double-wide buck. Let's go ahead and finish it off with 2 5-round mags of Royal buck. All right, shoulder's still in pretty good shape, so let's do it. Got to work on that, huh? Well, best laid plans, huh? All right, gun's on safe. Mag is still loaded. Let's see why. Itself went too far in, slipped past the mag release. There we go. I'll tell you what, I'm running into all kinds of fun with this gun, huh? There's the mag scraped up on that side. I get it, but dang. Nothing in it. Let's go ahead and load it up. You know, my wonderful mag change was historic, so that was great. Let's go ahead and load one back up in there. Let's go ahead and, so this is, let's put it in the, actually here, let's do this. Lock it in the lock back position. All right, there we are. Put the mag in. It's seated in the correct position. This is not depressed. Just trying to think of like what could have happened. Ah, there it is. All right. So, go ahead and lock it back. This is ambi. You got a release on this side and your larger release on this side. Just putting it in, not touching anything, actually allows it to slide over the catch inside here, like right over it. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see this. You see this, you'll see this come out, okay, whenever it touches it, and then it should just like kind of tap in and lock in. But let's say you release and then you kind of drive a new one in there. You want to make sure it's in. It should be depressed. Okay. Or if you go a little too hard, that's what she said, you'll see that this is actually still sticking out, which kind of indicates that it's jammed. It's not going to, just in this direction. Mind you, there's nobody around me. I'm out in a damn field, trees and hills everywhere, but this won't actually allow anything to happen. So got to get it back. Then it's seated in, so slides right over. Now tell me if you own any of the Panzer like AR style that also take the mags. Are you running into the same problem with some slippage over? I mean, not gonna lie, sometimes whenever you're reloading, you can be a little bit aggressive. I mean, you should be able to. You shouldn't have to, you know, real tenderly ease it in there like that. You should be able just to ram the damn thing in. Well, obviously that proves that you can't. All right, well, it's already loaded, so let's rack off these last 5, shall we? So final thoughts on the Ranch 12. Did it eat defensive rounds? Yes, very easily. Did the gun function whenever it needed to? Yes. Now, as far as the mag problem goes, I get it. These things do happen, but at the same time, I should be able to hammer in a mag without the bolt being down. You know, I should be able to hammer one in there comfortably without thinking like, you know, like that, like it's going to give me an issue or bind up. The drum mag, and it's produced by Panzer, made for their firearms. But I'll tell you, unless there's some trick that you want to share with me, that thing is pretty finicky. Did I get it to work sometimes? Yeah. Could it be user error? 100%. I am very much so willing to say that it was user error as far as the drum mag goes. Nothing really like shook apart or came apart. The polymer, as far as the lower goes, held up. I will say the stock itself, I can move it back and forth. As I said, the wood itself, chipping very easily with just the use that I did today. I didn't throw it in the bed of the truck. I sat it on like my back seat, and just from the use of today, it's kind of chipping up. Whenever I review things, I review it looking at it like an average person who goes out and works every day. This wasn't sent to me, okay? So I bought this with my own money because I saw it coming out, thought it was something cool. And like my interpretation of things to try to help you so that if you're spending your money, I mean, mind you, this was under 400, but still, that's a decent chunk of change, especially whenever you can go pick up a Maverick for like $200 to $250. That's going to work every trigger pull, way easier to load, and is better for literally every scenario compared to this. And so whenever you're spending your hard-earned money, I'm trying to help you make an educated decision, okay? Is it a cool novelty piece? Definitely. Not sure if that's what they intended it to be, but I mean, yeah, it works. The recoil is as expected for a shotgun that weighs almost 9 pounds. You can still feel it. I'm not getting much muzzle rise or anything, thinking I'm shooting out, you know, 50, 60, 70, 100 yards with this. This is like 30 and under sweeper, okay? Would I use this for home defense? No, to be honest with you. I'd love to just say yes and sugarcoat everything, but no, I wouldn't. With the drum bag being more of a novelty than an actual workhorse, no. With the stick mags, yeah, I can throw buckshot in it, and I do feel it's going to function well, but that's just 5 rounds. So, I mean, you be the determiner if that's enough for you. The sights that it came with, again, they're plastic. They didn't fall off or break, so that's a good thing. I'd throw an optic on it, you know, just basically to give you a point of, because like with shotguns, realistically, it's a lot of point and shoot. That optic out there is just more of giving you like that point of reference. This is where my center mass of my spread is going to go. Takedown, you know, just like an AR. Again, this here, I had a question on my last video if this was a selector for 2 3/4 and 3 inch. No, this literally is just this piece right here. It's another plastic piece that allows the shell to kind of ride up into the chamber, but that's it. There's no selector. 3 inch, 2 3/4, you just chuck it in and roll. So yes, a cool novelty piece. Cool to have. Throw it in the gun safe. Conversation piece. People are gonna be like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's gonna work. Certain cheap ammo did run fine through it. Outside that realm, it did what it's supposed to do. But as far as the other reviews that are out there of Panzer products, and people having good luck just throwing whatever in it, and these things just hammering, not this, I'm talking like their M4 clone. Use on like their AR-12 ones seem to actually boast some pretty good like success that these people are having. If those guys are running double-aught buck, you know, with every single mag that they're going, but I'm not gonna lie, to run just mag after mag after mag after mag just to prove that it works gets pretty expensive. So unless Panzer wants to send me you know, a case of their ammo, I'll go through all of that shit, I promise you, and we'll see if it works. If you bought one of these already, okay, drop a comment, let me know how it's working for you. Now mind you, I said this went through 3 inch, 2 3/4. The steel shot was kind of a little iffy at the start there. The buckshot seemed to go fine, and depending on the brand of cheap stuff, it worked. But give me your thoughts. Give me your successes or failures. If you didn't buy one yet, and you're really on the fence, and this is a gun that you feel is gonna be used to protect your home, then I wouldn't get it. If this is a gun though that you want to have fun with and just have a novelty piece, then get it by all means. But if this is if this is like, hey, I need to get a shotgun, this is in my price range, I want it to be semi, pick something else. More money and drop like an extra $100, $150 on like one that's actually not mag fed, but like that has the tube, so you can actually go ahead and load your rounds a lot easier. You can, I mean, Panzer makes their M4. You could, I don't own one of those, but you know, you can always give those shots. Seems like other people have pretty good success with it. But as far as that first time shotgun buyer, or you're on the fence and money's a little tight, maybe really think about it, okay? All right, so I'm gonna clean up after myself here, because I'm a big boy, and I'm gonna clean up after myself, and it's good to do that. Don't wanna leave nature with all kinds of trash and shit. I do appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this didn't disappoint you too much. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed, but at the same time, I feel I set my expectations really high for things. The gun itself, yeah, it's okay. You know, it worked whenever it needed to. I guess why my expectation as far as, you know, spending around 100 on a you know, drum mag and stuff like that, I guess I was expecting it to work a little bit better. Again, maybe that was user error, so my bad on that one. Outside that realm, I get not every shotgun that you buy out there, just so you know, is going to run off of just the cheap birdshot, because a lot of them weren't intended for that. But so whenever I had buckshot in there and the slugs, which is really what that's intended to be for, it worked fine. Okay, the mag issues aside, the gun itself, when I pulled the trigger, it fired and it did its job. So the gun itself did do its job. The surrounding parts of it that I needed to be like, you know, spot on and 100%, that's where it kind of faltered. So my disappointment more comes from there than the gun. I get the stock might be a little bit loose, I tighten it down, whatever. It didn't break off, nothing broke off the gun, it worked. But certain little things in crunch time, everything needs to play its part to work out to make the whole. Hey, thanks for watching. Be safe, be kind. God bless everyone out there. I'll catch you next time.